for that.
They spotted me. I'm taking shots. Reloading.
Hey, go, 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 go!
Taking damage. Down the time. Pony up. Ring's moving. Hustle up. I'm spotted.
Grenade! That target is down.
Taking damage.
What is up, Dubcom members? It's your boy Johnny, and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm about to show you my controller settings for Apex Legends Season 10, which have helped me get better aim, win more gunfights, and increased my skills as a player. Before we jump into it though, 98% of you haven't subscribed to my channel just yet, so please, if you do like what you see, please consider subscribing. It genuinely means the world to me, and guys, enjoy the rest of this video.
Right, my people, so enough jibber jabber, let's just get right into the settings, no messing about. So interact promptu style, I keep it on default. Obviously, if you don't know what that is, it's obviously just this massive banner. You can obviously turn it off, or you can obviously make it a lot smaller, which is what compact is, but I kind of just like it as it is. I've always had it by default anyway, so I might as well just stick with what I know. Button hints, obviously, I keep on. This is obviously the stuff at the bottom, as you can see. Like, if I wanted to press my right bumper, I can shoot, obviously, my smoke launcher. If I want to do my ultimate, I can obviously just go ahead and throw my ultimate using RB and B. So, yeah. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, actually. Moving on anyway, crosshair damage feedback. I do like to have the actual X on there, like the crosshair X. You can obviously have the shield on card if you want, or you can turn it off completely. There's a bit of controversy really, and a bit of, you know, bit of contrast. A lot of people do like to have it turned off because they can actually see the enemy, but I like the X because obviously, you know, I've kept with that since Call of Duty, so I might as well just stick with it. Damage numbers, you want to put this on stacking. You don't want to obviously have them turned off because that's just completely stupid. And obviously having them floating as well, means you're going to have to do loads of adding up. So for example, with floating enabled, this is what happens. As you can see, it says 57, 43, 74, 42. It doesn't work like that, or it shouldn't work like that efficiently. What you want is stacking, where you can just do that, and as you see just all the numbers are added up. Regardless of where you shoot, it says 74, 74, and it's a lot more easier than just going on floating. Ping capacity I like to have on faded. It's just plain and simple pretty much. I like for it to be faded away and stuff. Obituaries I keep on. Obviously I want to show the obituaries for players, kills and deaths, obviously. Minimap rotation I turn on. Some people turn it off. I don't know why, but I just stick with it on. Weapon auto cycle on empty. This is preferable. You can obviously turn this off if you know that you're obviously going to run out on empty, but sometimes I do forget to obviously run on empty, or like I run out of ammo and I end up still trying to use the weapon. So having it auto cycle on empty is just really efficient for me and just a massive help. Auto sprint I turn on, but double tap sprint I turn off, because obviously there's no point of having double tap sprint turned on if auto sprint is off. So sorry, there's absolutely no point for having double tap sprint on if auto sprint is on as well. So I like to keep one on and turn one off. Jetpack Control, obviously these are for Valk players. You want to put this onto toggle. This is just nice and easier, to be honest. You can just double tap it rather than holding it. You can actually just double tap. It's so much easier. Incoming damage feedback I put on 2D, 3D, or both. It just shows both two-dimensional, three-dimensional indicators. Pretty cool. Taking damage closes depth box or crafting menu. If you have this on, please, please, please turn it off, okay? When you get shot, when opening a death box, or, you know, trying to do an armor swap or something like that, it's obviously going to kick you out, meaning the armor swaps are going to be 10 times more difficult, and it's just not a good time. So if you do die, and the reason why is because you obviously your death box gets closed every time you take damage, you need to turn it off 100%. Hop up, pop up, I keep on. I've just kept it on, to be honest. Streamer mode, obviously, you don't have to keep this on. You obviously, unless you are a TTV streamer like me, who live streams every Sunday, twitch.tv/HeresJonnyy, link in the description. Anyway, enough of the plug. Anonymous mode, I keep on disabled, usually sharing, all that stuff. These are all just preferable at the bottom. Colorblind mode, a lot of people used to set it back in the day to Tritanopia, and some people still do, but there's something that obviously changed when obviously you fire, it obviously turns purple. So when it's something in Season 9 and Season 10 that Respawn implemented, where pretty much the color when you actually shoot someone and get damage off them, they've changed the color of it from red to a different color. So I've just kept it on off. You can obviously change it to Tritanopia or any of the other two, but I just like to keep mine off. Subtitles are turned off. Obviously they're just inconvenient, they're on the screen. I don't really need subtitles, but the main juicy part now is the controller settings. So I need to give a massive shout out to Attached. I will leave a link to his videos in the description, because he's an absolutely amazing guy, and he is really the sole reason as to why I discovered this. So on the button layout, instead of using bumper jumper or button puncher, I use customize. So these are my custom settings that I use. So I obviously hold on the crouch button, which is my right stick, but my interact and pick up and reload, which used to be X or square, it is now LB or left bumper. So the reason why is because when you're on controller, it's just so much more easier, in my opinion, to just do that. So you can do really quick looting, really quick pickups, all that stuff with pressing the left bumper as compared to pressing on the X button, so the square button. As for everything else as well, the ping wheel, obviously I put that on B because obviously I can't use my right bumper, because my right bumper is my tactical ability, which I found a bit more convenient as well. And then obviously the ultimate ability mixes with the RB and B, and so on and so forth. So the main ones I obviously moved around was the crouch and hold, interact prompt, or like the interact and reload button, and the tactical ability and the ping. So obviously the melee changes anyway. Stick layer to keep it on default. Obviously if you play Southpaw Legacy or Legacy Southpaw, whatever suits you best, you can go with that, but I always stick with default. I think that's probably the main, or I'm pretty sure that is the most popular one that people use anyway. So if you've got it on default, just keep it the same. Interact reload button, I use tap to use them to reload. My crouch button, I like to put it on hold. The reason why is because I have got paddles, so I can go ahead and crouch spam if I really need to. But obviously if you don't have that, you can more than happily just press toggle, or if you don't have them and you want to try out hold, you can do so. I just think it's easier if you've got paddles to do crouch spamming like this, and it's just a lot more easier to slide and jump and just get back into the action. Trigger dead zones I have on default. The aim button, obviously I put on hold. Survival slot button I put on. Obviously if you want to just turn this off, then you can more than happily do so. It just means you can just do a weapon inspect by default. But obviously if you have it turned on, which I'm going to show you right now, but obviously if you do have it turned on, you do have like your heat shield or your respawn beacon, as you can see in the bottom left or bottom right, sorry. You can see that's where you would actually have your heat shield. Menu cursor speed I actually have in between the third section here. Obviously I want to keep this as quick as possible, so obviously when I'm looting or doing armor swaps, I can obviously pick it as quick as I possibly can, but I didn't want to have it too much, else it goes absolutely crazy and you know, it's unable to be controlled. So keeping it somewhere near the middle like this is the perfect sweet spot for me. Just move this obviously to your own accord, but just do bear in mind, obviously, the lower you go, the slower it's going to be to obviously move around using your cursor. Look sensitivity, obviously, I'm using ALC. If you're not using ALC, I seriously recommend you do so. Go ahead and try these settings, obviously, that I'm going to be showing you right now, and see for yourself, because ALC is so much better than the default preset settings, because you've got a lot more variety, a lot more control as to what you want to do with your sensitivity, moving around and adding extra sensitivity if you think things are too slow. Movement dead zone I do have on small. Inverted look I keep on off, and then vibration I just think personally you should just keep this off. Like, I've got a pro controller and the pro controller doesn't have any vibration in there, but just for, you know, mental clarity, I do just keep it on off. Now, let's move on to the ALC, or the advanced look control. So obviously I keep these turned on. My dead zone is at 0%, outer threshold 2%, response curve at 10, which is just over it. My peroptic settings I keep actually off. I don't really need to mess about with these too much, but if I was supposed to, I probably would do like 1.6 on the rest of these and keep my iron sight on 1. Yaw speed I have this on 380, which goes near about to about 5-6 sensitivity pretty much. Then I've got the pitch speed, obviously, which is 170, which goes around to the 3 sensitivity, so it's just nice and comfortable. Obviously, as I said, you can move these about to your own accord, so I can be a little bit more specific as compared to going between 4 and 5 on a preset, because 4 does feel too slow for me, and 5 sometimes feels too fast. So going between 350 to 380 is pretty much the sweet spot. Turning extra yaw and extra pitch, obviously I do keep the extra yaw on, but I don't need any like extra pitch. So basically extra yaw is basically when you hit your right stick to the left or the right in the maximum space it possibly can go, or the furthest it can actually go on your controller, it adds extra speed to your sensitivity. So it actually adds more sensitivity to your sensitivity, if that makes sense. The ramp up time I do keep on 33%. A lot of these pretty much are floating koalas because koala is an absolute beast on the controller. I don't know how he does it, but yeah, pretty much the ramp up time he said to keep on 33%. I've kept it on 33%, and it just bodes really, really well with the extra yaw and the yaw speed in general. The ADS yaw speed I have on 160, and the ADS pitch speed I have on 85. Now, it's super duper important as well, and it's really, really cool that ALC have this, that obviously you can change your aiming down sight speed with a lot more ease compared to like what you do on the look sensitivity on the presets. So obviously, like I say, you can move these about, and you can obviously go around up to 200, 300, however high it actually goes, and then obviously you can do the same with the pitch speed as well. But this is what I love so much about ALC. It's just the fact that you can just move it about and be very, very specific and try and find that sweet spot in the middle where it's not too fast and it's not too slow. Extra yaw I keep on 30, extra pitch I put on 30, ramp up time is 0, and then ramp up delay I put on 25%, which is just the default. Target compensation, you want to keep this on. This is basically aim assist. If you don't play with aim assist or you want to try it, seriously go ahead and try it, but trust me, it is a big learning curve. But who knows, if you can actually do it, then fair play to you, mate. If you can actually do really, really well without aim assist, when you turn aim assist on, you will have laser aim guaranteed. Melee target compensation is pretty much the same as well. And then obviously that... And yeah, that is pretty much the ALC settings. I'm just going to briefly go over the video settings. Obviously, I play on PC, so our borders window 1920 by 1080, 16:9 aspect ratio. Field of view is 110, brightness is 50%. Obviously, all these are the advanced settings as well. I try to keep everything on the low or disabled. Just obviously, I get my maximum performance out of my PC when I play. And then my audio, I have on 68%. Obviously, push to talk on voice chat. Sound effects volume, I have on 81%. Dialogue, I try to keep quite low. Sometimes I even turn this off. Music volume and the lobby music, I don't really need. And then obviously sound in the background, I can have turned on or off. I just tend to keep it on because it's not that much of a bother. And yeah, guys, that is my Apex Legends Season 10 controller settings. So guys, let me know what you think. Obviously, if you do go ahead and use these, let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. And obviously, if you think this is a good benchmark, then be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to turn on post notifications as well. Like I said to you guys, 98% of you watching this video right now aren't even subscribed. So what the hell are you doing? Go ahead and subscribe. And obviously, if you don't like my content, you can unsubscribe after a bit. But yeah, please consider subscribing. My name is Johnny. You guys have been amazing. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care and peace.